Welcome back, everyone. So let's finish off my Harry Potter slash J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World films with the last film that has been released, but is the first chronological film, which is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And rewatching all the Harry Potter films and then rewatching Fantastic Beasts in preparation for the next Fantastic Beasts that comes out this week, I truly loved every one of the Harry Potter films. And Fantastic Beasts, whenever it came out in the theaters, I thought this could probably be pretty good. Like, I really was enthusiastic about seeing another story in J.K. Rowling's like Wizarding World, and it had different characters. It was brand new with new characters, a new story, a backstory that we have not fully gotten. We've gotten tidbits about it with Dumbledore and Grindelwald whenever they were young, but this Fantastic Beasts set of films that are being released are about Newt Scamander, who is the main character of this film, and I'm guessing the continuing films on. And the thing about this film is that it's different than the Harry Potter movies. I mean, it's in the universe, which I really do think that is a great thing that they did. They made this... J.K. Rowling wrote this, of course, and made it a really unique and different Harry Potter-ish film. Like, not as in the character, I mean, like, in the world, like the Wizarding World of J.K. Rowling. Like, in this world, it is a different story. It is about Newt Scamander, this guy who rounds up all these animals, who cares so much for animals. I forgot what the term is in Harry Potter lore, but he cares so much for these creatures. And he's got a suitcase full of them, and it causes chaos in New York during the film, and he meets all these wonderful, colorful characters. So it starts out really like in an interesting way, where it's like Grindelwald attacks Europe, and it's about Grindelwald, which again we did not get much of in the Harry Potter books or movies or lore. It's just described as Grindelwald was this evil, powerful being that Dumbledore fought and had a romantic relationship with. And it's interesting to see we get a full thing of Grindelwald in this movie. Whenever you get to the reveal at the end, but Grindelwald is attacking everywhere in Europe, and he is terrorizing people. And I really liked how it started out that way, that like the action's already happening, like the horror's already happening, like Grindelwald's already attacking and killing people. Killing people for reasons that you will see later. And then it kind of cuts to Newt Scamander, who makes it to New York, and he's got reasons, again, more reasons why he's here. And he's got a magical suitcase full of all these creatures. And I like how in this movie we see another side of the Harry Potter universe, where this is in America. That's really cool. I like that it's in America. It's in the place where we live, or at least I live. So I think that's cool, seeing the cultural differences in how they talk and how they mention like Hogwarts School, how they don't like. There's jokes about how like the school in America they like way more than Hogwarts, and then it's opposite because Newt is British and he came from Hogwarts. Like, that was where he went to Hogwarts school, or that's where he went to school, was at Hogwarts. So I like that back and forth, and I like how they have a lot of different name distinctions between both types of parts of the world. Like, I think it's really cool seeing how with everybody in Harry Potter, they talk like of course what they are, British, and have different ways of saying things. And in this one, it's like, for example, whenever in Harry Potter they call them Muggles, like non-magical beings, and in America they call them No-Mages. So I think that's really cool. I just think that's a cool distinction between the two differences of where they are in the world. Like, that's a cool difference. More of a little geek tidbit than anything, just for the Harry Potter fans. I think that's cool. And it's in 1926, which is a really early date, and so much earlier than Harry Potter ever ever was alive. Of course, he was alive, like he was born in the 80s in the books, and I believe that's accurate to the movies too. But it's very far away from Harry Potter. It's so far away, like 60, 70 years away from the Harry Potter film. So I like how they tried to distance itself so much from those movies, even though it is in the world and in the universe. But I like seeing the other part of the world with the Harry Potter isms. Like, I just think that's really cool. And the basic plot, if you like, it's kind of a basic plot where Newt Scamander accidentally switches suitcases with this guy named Jacob Kowalski, who is a no-mag, or a non-magical being. And he switches suitcases with him, and now all the beasts are running loose in New York, while he meets this girl Tina, who is an ex-Auror and trying to investigate what's going on with her sister Queenie, and they've all got around at the beasts. And while this is happening, Grindelwald is attacking in Europe, and this guy named Graves, Percival Graves, is investigating too. Investigating, but also influencing this character Credence from the Salem Seconders. I think that's what it's called. Second Salemers. God, I said that wrong. Anyways, mistake of the day. So yeah, I really liked this plot, and I really liked, again, it's just really an interesting plot. It's kind of all over the place in a way, not in a way where it ruins it, but it's just kind of all over the place. Like, it has a lot to do with Newt and Jacob, and then Tina and Queenie, and then it's got a lot to do with this Muggle Prime Minister, or no-mag Prime Minister, and it's got Percival Graves and Credence and the Second Salemers. So it's got a lot of stuff happening, but I felt like by the end it tied it up kind of in a nice little bow, like with all of these characters. Like, I felt like they all were warranted and they all connected in the end. It just was kind of all over the place at the beginning, but not in a bad way. It's just kind of like there's so much you have to introduce, because this isn't related to Harry Potter. It's just in the world. It's in the world 60 years before. So you've got to introduce all these new characters, give them all likable personalities, give all these characters wants and needs, and reasons to go on with the plot. And I think that J.K. Rowling does a great job in this. And this is the first one that she has written in terms of like a film adaptation, because this wasn't an adaptation, but like it's the first film that she wrote. Because the other Harry Potter films were written and taken over by other people, and they used her writing, but this is her on her own doing this writing, which shines because she is such a great writer, an incredible writer, and in the books, the Harry Potter books are incredible. And this is not based on there is a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book, but it is just an encyclopedia of beasts. Like, it's not a story, it's not a plot, it's not about anything in this movie, so it just says names of different beasts and what their characteristics are. So I like that this is its own thing. That's really cool, and that's really good that J.K. Rowling came back and devoted doing this, because she's such a great writer and she does fantastic in this as well. So I really like that. And then, like I said, the basic plot is that the beasts are loose. They got to go catch the beast, while evil is kind of rising along the way. So, but besides that, this is a really fun and lighthearted movie in a lot of ways. Like, there are a lot of funny moments, a lot of genuinely great moments with humor. Like they do with the Harry Potter movies, they do a good job with it here. For example, the Niffler, which is the creature that likes anything shiny, like money. There's funny scenes with him trying to grab all this money, or like where they're looking for the Niffler and they walk past the jewelry shop, and then you just see the Niffler in the window, like the see-through window, just standing still at a pose while they're looking at him while he's holding jewelry, and then he'll move away whenever they look away. Like, that's really funny and just really good comedic timing with these creatures. And I forgot what the little creature's name is, but the one that Newt holds on him, that little stick creature, that was really cute. And I really like all these creatures. They're really fun, and there's one creature that can predict the future. There's one creature that becomes it's like the size of a snake, but then it engorges and becomes the size of like there's a scene where they're in this building and it becomes almost as big as the building on the inside, so it's destroying everything inside. And they've got to get it inside of a teapot to get it back to its normal size because it expands whenever it gets in something bigger. So that's really cool, and all these beasts have such cool characteristics and differences with them. Like, even though I don't remember all the names for them, they all have distinct differences. They all have different personalities, even though they're creatures that don't speak. They just look. They have different looks. They have different characteristics, and they are just really cool designs. All of them, all the beasts in this movie. So I really think that's awesome as well. So I really like that, and I love the scenes of the characters bonding. I really love how all four of these main characters are really different. Like, for example, Newt is this eccentric, happy-go-lucky character who is just a really fun character, and he's really charming, but he's just odd. He's an odd character, but in a good way. Like, he's a very unique character. And Eddie Redmayne does a great job. And then Jacob Kowalski is a nomad, so he's just he's the audience basically. The audience watching whenever this magical stuff happens, like he's reacting to it like, whoa, what's this? Like he gets excited or he freaks out. And he's really great in this movie. Dan Fogler, he's really, really good. He's really touching at the end of the movie too. Whenever he has to say his goodbyes to everybody, like that's really, really sad and heartbreaking, honestly. And his acting is really, really, really works in the whole movie and in the last scene that he's in. But I really love that. And then Tina's a good character. I feel like she's gonna get more in the next couple of movies. Like she's good, but she's the one who you realize she's an ex-Auror. She's not an Auror anymore for reasons that we didn't really explain. Actually, I think they explained it with the second Salemers. I think that made her lose her Auror license. But Tina, I thought, was a likable character, and I thought Queenie was honestly a good standout character. She was this beautiful, sweet woman who can read anybody's mind, and she's got such a compassionate personality towards everybody. Like she loves Jacob in a way like it's real. Like she really does love him. Like she's kind of infatuated with him. But with the other characters, like with Newt, like there's a moment where she hears Newt's thoughts and talking about Leto Lestrange, which is a descendant of Bellatrix Lestrange, I guess. And Newt just says to her get out of my mind, and she's like, I'm sorry, it's just the easiest when somebody's hurting. Because whenever somebody's hurting, she can get into their mind easier because they're weak. And that just gave a great scene with her, really a great, charming, emotional scene, because she's really good in the movie. And I feel so bad for not knowing the actress's name who played Queenie. I think it's Allison something, but I think this is the only thing I've seen her in. I've seen Eddie Redmayne or Dan Fogler or Catherine Waterston in other movies, but I haven't seen this woman who played Queenie, and I feel so bad I didn't know her. I can't say her name because I don't remember it, but she is fantastic as well as the other one, so I really love her as well. And I like how the plot also is about Credence, this character who is an obscurus, who is the definition of a squib, which is a non-magical person born from a magical family, but his magic, since he has kept it inside for so long, he becomes this kind of big, dust demon thing, which comes out of rage of keeping your magic inside you. And he's really good. He's actually pretty scary, and I think that it's cool that Percival Graves is influence him along the way. And these second Salemers are pretty creepy, where this woman leads all these people, these kids who she thinks that they're actually witches still, and we need to burn them, we need to kill them, and it's bringing in this Salem witch trials again, and it's pretty creepy. That woman is really creepy, who plays the the woman of all the kids, like who watches all the kids and is in charge of the second Salem, or she's really creepy and intimidating. And I like how at the end we get that moment where, like, it's such a weird moment because he's still not even credited, but when you realize that Percival Graves, by the end, like, they wear off his spell and it's like, ba ba ba, it's Grindelwald, it's Johnny Depp. And it's just kind of a weird thing because Johnny Depp looks a little more normal than usual in his movies recently, but he still has some weird makeup on. But he's Grindelwald in this movie, and I never knew that until the movie, like, ended, and I was like, what? Like whenever I first saw it, I was like, what? Okay. I don't think I remember hearing the news about him beforehand. I think I stayed away from it because I was just excited for a new Harry Potter movie because it's in the world, but I stayed away from the news before this came out, and whenever I saw it was Johnny Depp, I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting twist. And I wonder what they're going to do, because he is Grindelwald. I wonder how they're going to perceive him in the next couple movies. I'm really interested to see, because Johnny Depp is a great actor, and I really am curious to what he'll do with the role. Just like how with Jude Law being announced as Dumbledore, like, that's a great match, so I'm excited for that in the next movie, but it's really interesting to see what'll happen with Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. I wonder what he'll be like. So overall, this is just a really, like, I think I love it still, but I don't love it as much as the Harry Potter movies. I feel like it's my least favorite, even though it's not disservice to the movie at all. I just feel like out of all the movies, this is the first one, air quotes again, this is the first film of the Fantastic Beasts movies, so you've got these characters who are really likable and really charming, but I feel like as the movies go along, hopefully they'll get more charming, more likable, because when you watch Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and haven't seen any of the other ones, I feel like it might be a different experience than watching them all at once. Because I think whenever the first one came out, I really did like it, Sorcerer's Stone, but as these other movies went along, these characters grew and became more than what they were in the first one. So I feel like these next couple Fantastic Beasts movies will make me love these characters more, even though I did enjoy them a lot, just not as much as the Harry Potter characters. But like I said, it's like watching the first Harry Potter movie. You don't get everything about these characters yet, so you've got to watch the rest of them, and it is a waiting game for these next movies coming out, so I feel like it's not really a complaint, but it's just like, I don't like these characters as much as Harry Potter, but I still think they're really, really good characters. But like I said, we'll see in the next couple installments to see if they get better, because like Harry Potter, they got better every one. So I really did enjoy this on rewatch. It's just probably my least favorite out of all of them, all the J.K. Rowling Wizarding World movies. So I'm really hyped now that I rewatched this for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, which comes out this week, which I'm really pumped for now that I've watched all the Harry Potter movies and this one. So I can't wait. And I really did love this movie on rewatch. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me down below what you think of this movie. Are you excited for the next one? Just tell me what you think down below. So thank you guys so much for watching.